Hi all, if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira, and today guys, we are going to be playing with the new Natasha Denona Mini Triochrome, but we are going to be using it with the big Mama Triochrome as well. And I really just want to see if this new row, she basically created a new row of color, works well with the other shades that are in the original palette. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I've done my face makeup, as you can see. Also, elephant in the room, my hair is straight-ish. I had my hair done some days ago, and my hair is rebelling against being getting a silk press. It's growing as this morning has gone on. It's just gotten bigger and bigger, and it's not humid out. Or in my house, it's not humid. The air in my house is pretty dry, but my hair is so committed to curly life that it was just like, even after using a frizz control and a flat iron and all that good stuff, it was just like, nah. But I mean, she's still cute, I'm still cute, but yeah, she's just like not about that straight life. She's just, so if she continues to grow throughout this video, let's just ignore it, okay? We're just gonna ignore it, okay? So let's get into the makeup. I've primed my eyes, I have my foundation on and my blush and my bronzer and all that good stuff. So we're just gonna do the eyes. I'm gonna zoom you in. Actually, before I zoom you in, let me show you. I'm sure you guys have seen the large Triochrome before, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. So this is what the large Triochrome looks like. And this is what the mini looks like. And I'm gonna kind of hold them together so you can kind of see. This is supposed to be like the newer row to this. Now, I have to say, when I saw it, the Mini Triochrome, I was a bit like, I don't know if that works. And I still don't know if it works. The large Triochrome is one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes. I actually have it in my fall makeup capsule. And I had actually put it in the capsule before she hadn't even announced Mini Triochrome. So I was like, oh, it's just, very serendipitous that worked out. So I'm like, you know what? And I've been using this. I wore it on Friday. So I want to see if these work well together. I mean, you've seen reviews of this little mini palette by now, but I just want to see how usable it is if you have the large Triochrome and you are interested in knowing if they work well together, because for me, I'm a little bit trepidatious. I'm a little bit suspicious. I'm a little bit worried that they're gonna that it's cohesive enough to be paired together. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna zoom you in. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the shade. I want to start off with Big Triochrome, and then we'll go into Baby Triochrome. So I think I'm going to start off with Redox, which is this shade here. I will say that these shades in the Triochrome palette, what I like about them is that they look it's a colorful palette, but it's like a muted colorful palette, and you get a bit more, pizzazz from the duochromes that are in the palette. And they are duochromes, they're not multi-chromes. A lot of people are like, well, Triochrome, they're not multi-chrome. The trio is not these shades. The whole point is it's a trio of duochromes. It's not Triochrome. They're not. I hope that explains it. A lot of people get confused and thinking that she's saying that they're multi-chromes. They're not, they're duochromes. If you tried them on your eyes, then you know that they're duochromes. So yeah, we're gonna go into Redox. I actually think, yeah, I'm gonna go into Redox. First I was gonna go into Tungsten, but I think Tungsten is a little too plummy. So we're gonna go into Redox, and this is light. This is a light shade, but I'm using this in my crease because I wanna see how the blues in the Mini Triochrome are going to apply atop this type of shade. So I'm just taking Redox and I'm just throwing it in my crease just to get us started off. And like I said, what I love about this palette is that it is a colorful palette, but it is a really muted palette. And what I like is that if you're interested in trying color, but you don't want anything that's overly bright, you can use this palette. Like you can get that color without it being too much, you know. Like I've worn this palette to work with no issues. Like it's not that anyone would say anything at work about my eye makeup, but I'm just, you know, negative. But I'm just saying, if you know, if you feel like, oh, if you work in an environment where you can't wear super, you know, intense colors, but you want to try color, this is a great palette. The shades are incredibly pigmented, so not only are they muted, but you still get color payoff, which I love. So now I'm going to go into, I don't know what this shade is called. This is, I think, Strike. I'm never good with the backs of these because I know they're supposed to be like flipped backwards, which I hate. I just wish they would put them like the way that they're supposed to be, but this might be Strike. Don't hold me to that. So we're going to go into Strike, which is the light blue. And I'm going to take that. I'm just using the same brush because I'm just, wow, that is, tap it off. That is really pigmented. That is really pigmented. So I'm just taking that on the outer corner. I will say that it's performing just like the shades that are in the Big Triochrome, in the sense that you get a lot of color payoff right out of the gate, even with a lighter shade like this. And I'm going to try to use all of the shades in the mini. We'll see how that works out. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see. Because I still want to pair it with some of the shades that are in the Big Mama, as I like to call it, Big Mama Triochrome. All right, so now we've done that. And I think I'm going to take, we've got two blues here. We've got this one that is more like a true blue, and then this one has a bit of an undertone of purple. I think I'm going to go for this one here, only because I feel like that undertone of purple is going to work well with what I want to pair it with. I've got something on my eye. What is that? All right, there we go. So we're popping that in the corner, and I'm just going to fan this out a little bit. I'm using a Rephr 14. I really want to try this new mini Rephr brushes. I wasn't on the fence about them because I was like, oh, I don't need a mini. But what they are is like, they're not short mini in like the sense of like the handle. They're mini in like the sizing. So like you get even more like control, I feel like, with those type of brushes. And I'm just really kind of excited to try that. So I think I'm going to pick those up at some point, maybe during Black Friday or something like that. Also, let's talk about this new release, this new Natasha Denona release, the Xenon palette. Now, I do not have the mini Xenon. I didn't see the need to own that palette specifically because I felt like I didn't really need a mini of like black, grays, and white, and a silver. But did I purchase the large one? Yes, I did, for science. I like the tones. I'm not against those tones, you know. I like, you know, silver, I feel like I'm not a huge silver person, but when it's done well, it can be really nice to work with. So I'm just curious about that. And then she has this really beautiful, like, what looks like a pink duochrome, soft pink duochrome, which I think is going to look really nice. I keep getting stuff in my eyes and I don't know why. Okay. It's going to look really nice with, you know, those cool tone shades that are in it, those grays and blacks. So I got it. We're going to try it out for science and see what we think. All right, so I have blended this out, and it's still quite light. Like, it's still quite soft on my eyes, which I like. So now we're going to take one of these tones in here, and I think it's going to be, now see, this is very interesting. In front of me, this tone looks very purple, but on camera, it looks really blue. So the flip is quite interesting, but she also has Kinetic in her palette that is the softer purple. So this reads more. You can see here, the shift in Kinetic is very soft. Like what you see on camera is basically what I'm seeing. It has a soft shift of a little bit of like green, a little bit, but it doesn't really pick up on camera. However, this tone here just looks flat out purple to me. and on camera, and I don't even know if I can change the way that looks to make it, it's so blue on camera. It's not this blue, guys. And in front of me, it's just not that blue. In front of me, these both look purple, but this one's just more intense. That's wild. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go in with the one from the Mini Triochrome because we have to. But she also has this shade here, which is just like this little topper shade. I'm not as intrigued by that. I'm really more intrigued by this this shade that has this flip in it. So we're gonna go in with that. But I am gonna pop some of the kinetic like next to it just to let those colors sort of like see how those colors play together. So I'm taking a rougher 21. I'm going to dip into this tone that is in the Mini Triochrome. Still looks really purple, but really blue on camera. That's wild. So I'm taking this. I should have wet my brush. I didn't. And I'm going to do that now. Hold on. I'm going to do it now. Okay, I've wet my brush. This looks so blue on camera. Oh my God. And now it's looking blue in the mirror. Like when I'm looking at it in the mirror, it looks really blue. All right, so again, it looks really blue. It looks really blue. When I'm looking at it in the mirror on my eye now, it looks really blue. But when I swatch it, it looks very purple. So I'm going to flip my brush and I'm going to take Kinetic. And I'm going to put that. Of course, there's noise being made in my apartment just as I'm filming. So Kinetic, I just put in the inner corners to see if it pulled any of the purple from this shade that's in the Mini Triochrome, and it's not. It's staying pretty, they're staying pretty separated, which I'm not mad at. I would prefer that they stayed sort of separated and they didn't just kind of like meld into the same tone. So I'm not mad about that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another brush and I'm going to go on my lower lash line. I'm going to take this, what is this? This is a Sonia G Pencil Pro, and I'm going to take this shade Tungsten, which is this shade here, on my lower lash line. There we go. It's very soft. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Manganese on the inner lower, or outer rather, lower lash line. Just a little bit, just to give it, you know, a little bit of depth. I should have clipped my hair back, but I never think to clip my hair back because I never have to clip my hair back, guys. Like, she's growing, by the way. I'm sitting here and she's just getting bigger and bigger. So, you know. So now we're going to take this darker blue. Dip my brush in that. And I'm going to take that even closer to the corner of my eye. And I'm just blending that out. I'm sorry if you hear noise in my apartment. I'm not the only person who lives here. And someone's making breakfast, so I can't really be like, I mean, I could totally yell at them. Be like, stop. But I won't, and I feel like that's mean, you know. All right, so I think I'm going to take Color Flip, which is my favorite in the Triochrome, which is this bottom one here. And it flips sort of like greeny, pinky. It's my fave. I'm going to take that on my lower lash line. I'm going to wet my brush. This is my personal fave in this palette as far as the Color Flip shades, the duochrome shades. So I'm going to take this on my lower lash line. There we go. Like that. And now I'm going to take this sort of really light shade that's kind of just like almost like a topper shade, but I think it'll make a good inner corner highlighter. So I'm going to put the highlight rather. I'm going to put that in my inner corner. And I think I might grab, I didn't grab one when I sat down, but I think I'm going to grab a colored eye pencil for my lower lash line. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back, and I have two pencils here from Moira that a friend of mine sent me. And I have a purple one, and I have a blue one. I think I'm going to go for the blue since we're going with the blue theme. Never used these before, so I don't know how they perform, but we're going to give them a shot. I'm going to put that in my lower lash line. Hold on a second. Hold, please. I have eyeshadow on my fingers. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit. I feel like they would work better on like actual skin than they do in the waterline. Yeah, unfortunately. I'll put some on here and see what I get. Yeah, not a whole lot. That's a bit of a bust. I'm going to put some of that lash line here and see. Now on the lash line, they perform quite nicely. That actually performed really well. Okay. So yeah, I would say these work well. Not on the waterline, but they work well on the lash line. I'm going to grab some mascara. I'm using my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. My lashes are on the struggle bus right now, so we're going to see what we can do. You know how your lashes kind of go through phases where they just look like crap, and there's really no whole lot you can do about them. You just have to ride the wave until they decide to look decent again. I'm at the look like crap phase of that cycle. So mascara can only do so much for me, and I don't wear false lashes, so I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I do enjoy this L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I think it's a decent drugstore mascara. Decent mascara, but especially, you know, like good price point as well. All right, guys, I am back. I also went ahead and just added a little bit more of that light blue just to lift the color up a little bit more higher up on my my lid. And that's about it. I'm going to also add a little more blush. I'm using the Cosmetics Heaven's Glow blush in Faded Clementine. I love like peaches and oranges with blues. I just think it looks so pretty, so I felt like this would be a perfect blush to wear. There we go. I just need a little extra, you know, a little something, something. All right. Lips. I am going to throw on the Proper Beauty Finesse because I want the lips to be quite muted. I haven't put a liner on either. I'll probably put a liner on it, so but I just kind of want the lips to be not as much of a factor. You know what I mean? And you have blue eyeshadow on. I don't want it to be like too much. Yeah, that's basically what I want. All right, guys, so let me zoom you out and let's talk about it. All right, guys, so my thoughts. I think this is a cute little palette. I think I still don't know if I love it for what it's supposed to be a mini of. I think the shades in this are quite bright, quite vibrant when in comparison to sort of the muted tones of this one. Now you can say that these are vibrant, but if you have this palette, you know that these shades are pigmented, but they're not overly bright, if that makes sense. If you understand what I mean by that, like you get a lot of color payoff, but it doesn't feel super bright like a rainbow palette. This to me is just like, it's very muted and soft, and I can get colorful looks without it feeling too colorful. My favorite shades in this palette are Garmin, this one here. I love this shade, and Tungsten. I love Color Flip. I love Diatonic. I love Vert, Scrap. This is a beautiful palette, and I think that this palette is cute and the formula is great. Like, don't have any issues with the formula at all. But I don't think that I don't think that it lends itself to the tones that are in the original Triochrome because of how vibrant these blues are. Maybe if they were a little bit muted, a little bit dustier, a little bit grungier, I think, because that's really kind of what this palette is. It's kind of like a grungy rainbow almost, you know, like a muted grungy rainbow, whereas this is just like blue. It's blue. It's blue, 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 blue. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't think that the spirit of this palette isn't really in this one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I say if you're trying to get that Triochrome feel without that Triochrome price tag, I don't know if this is going to give you that. I think you're going to get her formulations, which are fantastic. You know, Natasha Denona is one of my faves as far as the formulation of her eyeshadows. I will say her last palette that she came out with, the I Need a Nude, was a disappointment for me. I know a lot of people loved it. It was a disappointment for me, but I loved Yucca. I really liked the little mini, what was that one that she came out with that was right before, gosh, I can't remember what it's called. The Mini Starlet. I have that. I like that palette a lot too. I was reaching for it a ton pretty much all summer long since it was released. I bought Xenon. I'm really excited and curious to try that. I will say, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, I know Khaki mentioned this in her Instagram stories and I was like, yes, we're here. She's been releasing too many things, too many shadows, too many palettes this year. I just feel like so much has come out and they all come out really close together. Like this came out and then a week later she announced Xenon. The same thing with the Mini Starlet. She came out with that and then like a week later she announced I Need a Nude. And so we've had in a 4-month time span, we've had 4 eyeshadow palette releases, including the minis. It's a lot, and I kind of want her to pull back a bit, just a bit, just because I think it's just too many releases. And some have been hits for me. Really only one has been a true miss, and that was I Need a Nude. But I do feel like there's a lot being released right now, like too much being released right now. And I'm assuming that Xenon is her winter holiday palette, but with the way she's been releasing things, who's to know? I hope so that she can kind of just like, you can, you know, like, Natasha, take a break, girl. Just, you know, slow down, slow your roll. That's kind of how I feel about that. But yes, I did purchase it. I am going to review it for you guys. Again, I think this is a cute palette. It's $27 if you're interested. I will say this, if you are interested in trying blues and you're afraid of blues and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want a good formula, I think this is a great option because you get a cohesive color story here. Like this is a full eye look. You can do this. I was pairing these two together because I really wanted to see if they worked well together. I think the results are good, but I think I would only be able to use the purples that are in this palette with this. I don't think I'd be able to use any of the other shades because I just don't know if they would play well together. The oranges would kind of, with the blues, it would look kind of grayish. So again, I don't feel like this is as cohesive an addition to Triochrome as I would have liked. But having said all that, this is a great little mini blue palette. If you are interested in something that is small, not too expensive, good formulation. Is $27 a lot for a mini palette? Yeah, maybe, probably, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. I don't think it is for a Natasha Denona palette. So that's why for me, I don't think it is. But yeah, I think this is a nice little mini blue palette, but I don't think it has the same, captures the spirit of the Triochrome. All right, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. It helps my channel out. Every time you hit the like button, it tells the algorithm to push my video out to you and to others more frequently. Again, if you enjoy it, hit the like button and let me know in the comments down below, guys. Did you pick up Mini Triochrome? Are you going to pick up Xenon? Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.